This video was sponsored by Enhance, Elbilmek, a bit planner, Kempower and bilkomponenter. Yo, what's up? The Polestar 3 is back. Yeah, I had it for a while ago, but then I was sick most of the time, so I couldn't test it too much. But that was the dual motor long range. This is the performance, and today I'm going to do a Sunday drive. This is one of the thirstiest cars I tested. Well, actually, maybe it's not that bad. But we need to find out, is it thirstier than the thirstiest car ever, which is the fat e-tron, you know, the classic e-tron 55. Well, actually, never tried the e-tron 60, you know, the triple motor. That's even thirstier. But, okay, this is 111 kilowatt hour battery. I need to also verify if we get 105 kilowatt hour that I measured before, or we get more, because according to spec, it's supposed to be 107 kilowatt hour. Okay, this time I charge it up to 100%. It actually went to 100%. And there is no battery issue, I hope. Wait. Hey. Okay. So, unfortunately, car scan is not working here, so we don't see any canvas data, but it claims 450 kilometers. Okay, we're gonna drive like an old man. As always, I'm getting old. See here, so the route today, well, I'm not sure, but I guess we can drive a little bit over 500 kilometers only. Yeah, on 111 kilowatt hour battery. So the route is going to go here, the standard route, via Roa and then Gjøvik. Wow, we can see all the places here, names on the places. Wow, nice. And then over to Ringebu, and then over here. Oh, this is great, because other maps you have to zoom in to see the smaller roads. And then we take over Veneviksfjellet, over here, Atna, Koppang, and then take Østerdalen back home. And that loop is 500 kilometers. And then I drive a little bit back and forth maybe. So yes, we just have to get ready. Let me see. Here the range and trip meter. Yeah, we actually have proper trip meters here. So we're gonna reset everything. Yeah, and then off we go. We just passed Mora, and as usual, when we do the Sunday drive, we drive like an old man. No, actually, we drive legal for once. We drive at the speed limit, you see? But it is actually 77 GPS speed, so we're going a little bit under the speed limit. We have head-up display here, but it doesn't show that much information. Same with the instrument cluster here, it doesn't show that much information. And then also, most of the buttons here, they don't do much. To be implemented maybe. We have adaptive cruise control, yes, and auto steer, but you cannot change the following distance. That will be implemented later. But at least we have auto steer, and it's doing a good job staying in the lane here. So that's good. Yeah, so far I can show you, when I go through this. Yeah, also we can't see any trip data here, unlike Polestar 2, right? You press one of the buttons and you can see the trip data. No, that will be implemented later. So we can see it here in the main screen that so far we consume 190 watt hour per kilometer. Well, the fat e-tron, the classic fat e-tron, consume 193 watt hour per kilometer. So you better beat the fat e-tron, right? Yeah, okay. So now I navigated to Circle K Ringebu. It's wonderful to use this navigation because it's Google based, and the car estimates 58% over there. And I think it'll be less than that. Seems like it doesn't take in account everything, how slow I drive. Also, if you go here, if you go to range assistant, I have enabled the range limiter, which limits car function to minimize consumption. But right now, HVAC is off, because remember that no fans is always better than only fans. And outside, it is 15 degrees Celsius, so I don't need to do any, wait, how is this? I don't need no AC right now. Yeah, double negation right there, okay. We are now in Gjøvik, and this is the regular checkpoint. After driving 108 kilometers. We average 175 watt-hour per kilometer. Wow, wonderful. Well, is it really that low, huh? Well, I guess for this thirsty car it is. So we are lower than the Fat e-tron at least, but way higher than, for example, Model Y. Yeah. So yeah, okay. Seems like we have slight tailwind here. I look at some flags and stuff. I also look at the wind map. So of course with tailwind, slight tailwind and downhill, then the consumption is low, but the speed is also low. What, dude? Why are we going that much under the speed limit? I mean, I don't want to hammer, but if I must, then might hammer. Don't want to take forever to finish this run. But yeah, so all good, right? 83%. We are still going for yeah, Ringebu. That's just another checkpoint. We'll see if I stop there or not. But nice and warm over here, 19 degrees Celsius. And now I'm actually running OnlyFans. But you see, I put it on OnlyFans too, and you can choose here to have AC off and heater off. So it's probably pulling only 100 watt to have some circulation here. I can feel it. We are now at Venebygdsfjellet. This is actually the first stop. Normally, I would stop further down, you know. I would stop over here at the gas station, but then normally I have to lock down the car, and then the car heats up in the sun. But here up in the mountain, it is nice and chill. So I open all the windows now to try to cool down. I turn off HVAC, and we are at 1,051 meters over sea level. But if we look at the consumption, despite being up in the mountain, we have only 199 watt-hour per kilometer. Ooh. And remember that this car weighs 2.7 tons. That means massive potential energy we need to release now on the way down. Oh. Let me see. Take a little look outside. How is it here? Wow. Summer has finally come to the mountain. It is nice and warm, even up here. Oh, look at this beast from the east, huh? Oh, yeah. Wow. Wait, what is that whistling sound? Is it coming from here? Trying to figure out where's the whistling sound from. Okay, whatever. But yeah, I'll just make a little thumbnail up here and then we proceed. But okay, forgot to mention that one of the reasons why the consumption is also really good is because we've been getting tailwind all the way. Eventually we need to turn around. Oh wait, dangerous angle. And then we get headwind on the way back. Can we at least beat Fat e-tron in consumption? Okay, let's go. We are now at Svingen, Rasteplass, well, coming up soon. So far, we are at 39% battery and we have done 382 kilometers and 179 watt-hour per kilometer. Okay, let me see. So I'll take a little pit stop here. As usual, it's a nice place to stop after driving some time. So yeah, by the way, based on the state of charge versus the consumption here and the distance, you see that the state of charge scale is not linear. We're supposed to, according to now, we're supposed to have 111 kilowatt hour. No, that's not gonna happen. close to home now, and the time is, well, also close to 4. We still have 20% battery, so yeah, I have to go to the kindergarten soon. But ideally, I want to finish everything here before I call it a night, right? Otherwise, I have to come out again in the evening. So, okay, I might not go that deep. I'll figure out what to do, but I can also stretch it and drive maybe at least half an hour more. So I'll have to turn around soon. I don't want to turn around too close to Yes Home, but so far now, consumption has gone up because of the headwind mainly. So you see here from the resting area to Gardermoen area, 200 watt-hour per kilometer. So that pulls up the average. So we are now at 183 watt-hour per kilometer. However, I measure that this car underreports distance by 0.9%. So of course the consumption there is 0.9% lower than that. Okay, a little bit more and then we should be done. Over here, 20 degrees Celsius. It was 22 at the highest and 16 at the lowest this morning. Or rather, I've been driving for a bit and I have an idea. Because the state of charge scale here is non-linear, we need to go as deep as possible to get the most accurate net capacity calculation, right? But it's going to take some time. So what we can do is that it seems like the consumption is stable now, 183 watt-hour per kilometer. So corrected for the 0.9% underreporting, it's 181 watt-hour per kilometer. So we will just use that consumption as the end consumption. I mean, we already discharged 84% of the battery, right? Or draw over 500 kilometers. So what I'm going to do now is actually speed up. Yeah. And then for the next, I don't know how long I want to go, half an hour, we go a bit faster. So we can discharge as deep as possible. So I don't have to run the remaining tonight. We're gonna finish everything now this afternoon. We are back home now, and interesting, we have 4% battery left. I think that's deep enough, right? But if you look at here, since last charge, take the distance we drove multiplied by the kilowatt or watt hour per kilometer, right? That becomes 105 kilowatt hour. And then if we assume that we can get 4% less left, you know, that's actually 109.6 kilowatt hour. Huh? That is weird, because when I measured before, that just happened to be during 1,000 kilometer challenge, I got only 105 kilowatt hour. But I mean, this is a measurement we're going to use from now on, and I think I need to correct also the range test. So the test today shows that this Polestar 3 is actually more efficient than the Fat e-tron. And that's despite that the Fat e-tron has smaller tires than the Polestar 3, huh? I don't know what the heck is wrong with the Fat e-tron, why it is so thirsty. But I also estimate to have 606 kilometers of range. So, I mean, okay, it's less than, for example, a Model Y long-range Juniper. But, you know, this is the performance car. Yeah, maybe we should compare against the Model Y performance. Or, well, actually, the comfort level here is way better than the Model Y. Even though the space in the Model Y is better. But it's just nice ride on the bumpy road today, no problem. You know, actually I forgot to mention it, but now during summer, some places they scrape off the asphalt in preparation to put on new asphalt. And when I drive there with this car with 22-inch wheels, it just goes smooth over that. No, but a Tesla or some other cars, not the premium or luxury cars, you can feel the rumbling, right, when you drive on that road. But here, just smooth, just goes over those bumps like a magic carpet ride. Yeah. And also, I think after testing it for a while now, I think the soundproofing there is also fairly good. But yeah, but when it comes to range that we tested today, it is still kind of thirsty. Yeah. But maybe if we go for the dual motor instead, and not the performance, and then we have smaller tires, then it would be better in consumption. Oh yeah, speaking of that, when I measured 105 kilowatt hour, it was not this car. It was the dual motor, the previous Polestar 3. And that car had that little battery error problem, whatever, right? That lasted for 2 days and then suddenly disappeared again. maybe that's why I got less net capacity out of that. But okay, at least we're tested now, and this result should be as valid as everything else I do, right? Anyway, I think that's gonna be for now. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, thank you for watching, and talk to you later.